Hi, this is a book talk tutorial for my newest book. It's called Elephant's Makeover. Now, I don't usually like to do anthropomorphic stories, but anthropomorphic stories definitely have a space in literature. And you use anthropomorphic stories when what you're trying to say doesn't work with real kids. Okay. Now, when I write a story, I often have something I'm trying to say at the heart of it. I actually start with theme. And Elephant's Makeover, well, makeover is when you try to look different, when you try to change your look and your style and stuff like that. And I wanted to tackle this issue because a lot of girls, very young, they learn that there is power in their beauty, in the way they look. And I wanted to tackle that idea, that this idea of being powerful with beauty and stuff like that, because little girls especially really get socialized on the way they look. Now, Elephant is a little bit awkward at the beginning. Like a lot of my stories, it's not just about looks, but the looks is what starts the story. See, there she is. She's quite awkward. She wants to make friends. Ultimately, this is a story about somebody who wants to make friends. And what kid doesn't want to make friends? So she approaches this group of animals. See this group of animals, and she says, "Hi guys." And the animals are whispering among themselves, loud enough for her to hear. The wasp says, "Look at her waist." The cat says, "Oh, she's so big, awkward. Can she even see?" says the owl. But the mouse says, "Don't make her mad." And the mole says, "Did she hear us?" Now you'll notice there's somebody watching. Now, a lot of educators often talk about the bystander. This is a story with a bystander. Okay, so there's a bystander down at the bottom. She's not there by accident. It's an ant. Now, so Elephant looked in the mirror and she said, and this is where girls internalize the criticism they get. Elephant looked in the mirror. Those animals are right. My eyes are too small. My waist is too big. My nose is too long. My ears are like flags. And oh, my legs, my legs. No wonder they don't like me. Now, here's where we get a little bit beyond reality. Okay. Now, there's a reason why on the front cover, Elephant is holding some masking tape. Here, look at what she does. So Elephant said, Owl had beautiful eyes. So Elephant said, "Let's trade." "What?" said Owl. "I want your eyes, but I need them. I'll give you mine." Now, in this picture, you'll see that Elephant is towering over Owl. That's done on purpose. She's meant to look intimidating because remember, Elephant is a lot larger than all of those other animals. And here's a little bit, kind of where the bullying is happening. Although, if you think about it, the earlier comments that the owl and all those other animals made were a bit of bullying too. Wasp had a teeny tiny waist. So Elephant said, "Let's trade." "What?" said Wasp. "I want your waist, but I won't be able to fly with yours." "Nonsense. You'll be just fine." Do you see where this is heading? Mole had a tiny star-shaped nose. Mouse had tiny round ears. Get it? Cat had long, graceful legs. "Ta-da! I'm beautiful," said Elephant. Now, I was wondering how kids are going to react when they see the reveal page. I was wondering, are they going to get it? And so far, so good. Oh, how the kids laugh. That's her. That's Elephant with owl's eyes, mouse's ears, mole's nose, cat's legs, and wasp's teeny tiny waist. Now, she does not look good, okay? She does not look good. She was just about to show the other animals her new look when she heard them talking. Is that you, Mouse? I can't see. Mouse says, I miss my ears. Cat says, I can't move. Mole says, I can't move either. Wasp, what about you? And look at Wasp. I think Wasp is probably the funniest. Now I'm going to stop there. But basically, it goes from a story about looks because now she has to handle what she did. What Elephant did is wrong. She used her size to intimidate the other kids into giving her their body parts. I mean, the other animals were being mean to her, but still, she makes a mistake. Okay, what does she do to make up for this mistake? What she does is not very nice. And this story is actually about self-image, self-esteem, and it's about bullying, but it's also about forgiveness. And when you get to the end of the story, you get it. Okay, you really get it. That making friends is not about how you look, but it's about how you treat somebody. And the story is actually about thinking outside the box. Think about it. Elephant wants friends. That's why she's approaching those animals. That's why she's changing the way she looks. She thinks if she changes herself to please those animals, she's going to get friends. But she's overlooked somebody else, the bystander, who could have been a better friend to her all along. Isn't that the case? Sometimes we're chasing after some people to be our friends when there's other people that would be a much better choice. We just don't necessarily take them that seriously. So that's what the story is about. That's why it's about thinking outside the box. I mean, thinking outside of the box is a phrase that a lot of educators use to talk about, oh, we should all be thinking outside the box. And yet people seldom do. Actually, most people don't think outside the box. They actually think within it. So this is actually a story about thinking outside the box. Elephant needs to think outside the box in terms of who would actually be the best friend material. Okay, and it's not the people not the animals she's been chasing after, and it's also a story about how sometimes when people try to make amends, they still don't forgive them. Because Elephant does. She tries to make amends. But those animals, they are not very forgiving. Okay? And the thing is, that's going to happen sometimes. Sometimes you say you're sorry. And this has happened to me. I mean, this is a very personal story. I have looked in the mirror myself and thought, oh, I don't know. But eventually you have to accept yourself for the way you are. You have to accept it. You have to accept your body. You have to try to appreciate your body for what it can do. And I have chased after people that weren't my friends and ignored people who I should have been considering. So all of this really comes down to lessons that I've learned in my lifetime. And when I go to schools and I observe children, this dynamic is present everywhere. You see kids even adults, trying to chase after people who are not interested in being their friend and ignoring other possibilities. So this is what the story is all about. And yes, I had to use anthropomorphic animals to illustrate this story because it just works better. Okay? It's a funny story. Kids laugh and then they think, which is exactly what I'm always going for. I'm often going for the laughter, but I also want to make the kids think, okay? Because that's what most of my books are. I mean, from Big Red Lollipop to all of my other stories, underneath it, there's layers. Underneath what's happening, and underneath it, there's something bigger, some idea deeper, and that's what I'm going for. With Elephant's Makeover, I am going for that deeper thought, not just about the bystander, not just about the bullying, but also about the idea of redemption. Okay, so how some people, especially in this day and age where everybody's canceling each other, we need to be able to overlook and let people redeem themselves. Okay, I hope you enjoy the book. It's available through Rukaya's Bookshelf.